a month to establish some type of mailing address there where they can answer your phones too. But you need to have a physical business address. You don't want to promote your home address if you plan to work from home or use a home as your home-based operation. It's not a very smart thing to do. Another thing is a part of your business setup is a professional telephone number. The last thing you want to do is avoid having your cell phone number for the same number for business and also for personal. It doesn't look good. Now your business number could ring to your cell phone, but you want to separate your personal stuff from your business calls. You don't never ever give out your personal cell phone number to the public for business purposes. Have a separate number for that. One or two things we recommend regarding having a business number. One is a toll-free number where you give it more of a larger, got some noise out there, folks. Apologize for that. We have more like a larger presence online, having a toll-free number or a local number where you reside at. A very popular area code. Now, you may not live in a particular area code, but it's pretty big in your county. Use that particular area code as part of your business number. Another thing is a business website, a professional website. Now, there's some out there you could use to get you started, but in the long run, you should have yourself a website, and we recommend something like a WordPress website. Okay, WORDPRESS, a WordPress website. They're one of the largest infrastructures online for websites. One of the largest out there. Now, you know you got some from Vistaprint, you might get some from Wix. They're okay for getting you started. They're all right, but it's not yours, and you don't control it, and you can't take it with you as you grow your business. So, business address, business telephone number, a business website, and what else you should be thinking about right now? Right, an email address. How many times people contact us, have a business, they say, okay, my business name is Big JW, the number one technician of all times, at gmail.com. If there's anything in and at gmail.com, at Yahoo, at Outlook, or where the case may be, and it's not your own professional domain name, you lost credibility. So get yourself a professional domain name that reflects your business or your name of your business, and use that there as part of your business profile. Use that there as your business email address. Now, if all you can afford just a Gmail email account right now, understood. But down the line, to scale your business to the next level and compete with other folks who took our training program, you're going to lose out because you got your own home-based telephone number mixed up with your business. You got your Gmail account, which doesn't look too professional. You got one of those janky websites that your cousin Billy Bob probably did for you for 50 cents. And it's going to look bad. And you're trying to get your business going to start a fingerprint business where you're at, start Ink Card Fingerprint Business. And it looks bad. So I'm just trying to keep things real with you. I'm not trying to break your heart, but if you have one of those janky websites, it's better than nothing. Okay? But down the line, you need to start planting seeds to be found online. So this is what I mean by being found online. They're going to look for you online. Now, a lot of folks are going to say, you know what? I need to start doing my research now. I'm trying to find the target market. I'm doing my research first and see who needs this fingerprint services. While your business spinning your wheel, trying to research everything, those customers are researching, looking for you, and they can't find you because you got no website presence. So one of your priorities is to establish an online presence. Get the location, get the number, get an email address, get a decent website, and start working on your online presence immediately. Let that stuff stop planting seeds with the internet. Let the spiders crawl through the internet and find your stuff. Then you start focusing on everything else afterwards. But go ahead and plant those seeds right now. Online directories. You got Google Business Directory. Oh man, not again there. I got a message saying you can't hear me. Hey folks, I might just have to do this again a different day. Hold on, please, here. That is so weird. 1 minute, please. Test, test, test. I'm not sure what's going on, folks. What I'm going to do is do this session again if you can hear me. I do apologize. I'm doing this again for tomorrow at the same time if you can't hear me, but I'm going to continue on with this one right here and then move forward again for tomorrow. I just don't know what's going on right now with the internet. I don't control it there, and I do apologize. So I'm going to take this one here as a dry run and do this again tomorrow for the next day. Probably so. Thank you for that one there. We get messages, folks, and they can't hear me. Earlier we had some problems, but everything is fine right now, so I do apologize. I'm going to keep on moving then. I got that. Keep on going. All right. Brother got the instructions. Keep on moving on. That's what we're going to do here. All right, let's jump back into it. Next is going to establish a strong online presence. You got your website you need to have. You need to have your online directory, which is online business like Google Business Listing, Yahoo Business Listing, and a small organization called Yelp. These are professional organizations where you can list your business on those locations, and I don't recommend you pay for advertisement. It's not needed. So you're planting those seeds out there, take advantage of these free tools out there, the online directories, and go ahead and put your information there. While you're still trying to figure out who your target market is, plant the seeds now. And don't be surprised they call you the next day, which can cause you to speed up your business stuff to get paid. Now, you also want a presence online where they can give you some feedback or some type of business review. You don't want to have a place where they can't not leave a review, because if you have an online presence just on the website by itself without a Google business listing or a Yelp listing, they can't leave a review. And they may find you on the website one of those different ways, one of those online business directories. But if there's no review or a whole bunch of good reviews, they can pick somebody else. All right, remember we talking about how to start a fingerprint business, how to start Ink Card Fingerprinting business. And these are just the basic steps a lot of people don't do right away when they're starting doing a business. They're so busy doing everything else versus trying to figure out how to get paid yesterday. So I'm going to share with you guys and keep going with this one here, how you should get paid immediately. I'm on a roll. I'm going to keep it going. Next thing is invest in quality products. What I mean by that? Well, I'm going to go ahead and purchase myself a live scan machine because I can go ahead and hit the print button and it gives me better quality prints. Crap, bull, not all the time. Don't invest in a live scan device just to print out on ink cards. It doesn't make sense, especially when you're starting off brand new. Just because it says live scan in front of it doesn't mean you're printing out good ink cards. I've seen hundreds of ink cards that were processed on live scan devices and the prints look like crap. Just because you got yourself a fancy card doesn't mean you know how to drive. Okay? Stick with the ink cards. It's the stick shift. Once you can drive the stick shift, later on you get a machine if you choose to, that's like an automatic. Learn an ink cards the old-fashioned way manually and enhance your skill set. All right? Enhance your skill set. So let's go back now to the products and stuff. Something very simple. This comes down even to pens. Which pen here are you going to use for ink card fingerprinting? You got the fancy one right here called Precise. You know, wherever it is, it's fancy. You got the nice felt tip on the top, very, very small. That fingertip make it cover it up a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, or you got one of these cheap ones here, Bic. Which one are you going to use for ink cards? Can we say invest into your product, use quality products and stuff? Doesn't mean it's the most expensive. If you use something like this here on the ink card with a felt tip, ink card right here, FD258, some felt tip pens would mess up the ink card because the ink would start to expand and bleed across your other writing. And the squares on the ink cards are very small to write in. But sometimes these cheap ink pens are better. They don't bleed. Put the ink on the square and it's good right there. So we advise you, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead. You got your favorite ink pen. Test it first on the ink card. Make sure it doesn't bleed. When I say quality products, the one that does best work on your ink cards. Another example is ink pads. Are you going to buy yourself an ink pad that's about this size right here? Or get yourself one of those ink pads, where they go and ran away. Something like this one right here, an ink pad, the real big ones. Which one are you going to get for ink card fingerprinting? Well, I saw some YouTube video and they got the real big ink card pads. They got the card holder and all the fancy stuff. Go ahead if you choose to, but we don't recommend it in most cases. And so if you get a small ink pad, what we do recommend, which one are you going to use? Which type? Which ones are out there? Where are you buying them from? This is for training. I can't tell you why I got marked for training. For those who got the training with us this weekend, you're going to find out why. But there's different type of ink pads out there too. Just because it says it's good for ink card doesn't mean it's the best thing you should have for your ink card. Some ink pads are kind of coarse, a little grindy a little bit. Goes across the ink card, little dots on the fingerprints. Some ink pads are too oily, where it's hard to dry and cause you get more smudges on the ink card. So don't believe everything you hear online. You need to do your own research down the line. Order one, two at different types of different vendors and see which one works best. Sometime with us, we might have to use this particular ink pad right here, which is okay in most cases. And sometimes we have to use this one right here. Excuse the writing on top, which is good for some cases. And once we may use these here also. But for us, we pretty much know which one to use based off the quality or the condition of an applicant's hand. Are their hands very dry? Are they sweaty? Are they oily? They have a lot of wrinkles, well, not wrinkles, they have a lot of wisdom marks within their fingerprints. All this stuff we take in consideration before we know which ink pad to use. We've been doing this for quite some time, so pretty much we know which one to use for different situations. Just like an ink pen. Sometimes you might want to use this ink pen for one reason and this type of ink pen for a different type of reason. Same thing. But not all ink cards are alike either. Not all ink pads are alike also. Just keep that in mind, all right? Just be very careful with that one there. All right. Number 4, join a professional organization. I wonder which one we're going to talk about, which one we're going to recommend. You got it. National Licensing Association. We have plenty of training for our members. Our members get free training every month anyway, like a live webinar for our members. But for certification programs, that's available to the public, and you guys should take advantage of certification programs. No, they're not free. You have to pay for that business investment. But that one there for Ink Card Fingerprinting is our most popular one we have, and it's a very good one. A lot of folks you see with us on the YouTube videos we bring on board, all of them have taken our Ink Card Fingerprinting program. Most of them have. And it's that good. And some of the folks you probably seen in the YouTube videos probably just graduated from a course recently, but you couldn't tell because all the knowledge they brought to the table was they gained from working with us. It's not just the association you should take in consideration. You might want to look into other professional associations in your neighborhood, in your county. Different groups to network. Let them know that you offer fingerprinting services. Let them know you can fingerprint them for out-of-state reasons. I need to slow down for a second here and make sure we emphasize the networking part of this business here. You need a network. I don't recommend you go out there and bombard people with flyers on a card. It's not too professional. I don't recommend you get yourself all these different flyers and pass them to different locations. It's not too professional. Go to professional events instead. Bring a business card and network with folks and check in with them from time to time. Some of the best places to establish a good relationship with: the police station, the sheriff's department, the law enforcement entity near you or near your neighborhood. Be persistent, but not a pain in the butt. Check in with them, say hello. Find out who does the fingerprinting there. Talk to the desk sergeant. Let them know that you guys specialize in ink card fingerprinting because you're certified through the National Licensing Association. Make sure you say that if you are certified. If not, because sometimes they would check. So don't lie about that, but get trained by us. Well, those are good sources, right? This law enforcement entity to go to. Let them know you do ink card fingerprinting. The Better Business Bureau, the Chamber of Commerce. There's different things out there you should network with, different associations out there you should network with to let them know you do fingerprinting. You're just planting seeds right now, folks. You're just planting seeds. Money. Value added pricing. That's the face we're saying. How are you going to get paid? How are you going to charge them? when they challenge your price, what you're going to say, what you're going to bring to the table. Now, most folks on the table, I'm going to search the internet and see what Willie Lunchmeat's doing down the street. They're charging $17 a card. I'm going to cut the market and charge $15. Somebody did like that. Somebody did like before, trying to cut the market. His name is J Dub. My name is J W. It wasn't me, but a guy name was J Dub. But it was a live scam, and this company was charging a $17 rolling fee. And we were smart. We're gonna go ahead and charge a $15 rolling fee. Never, ever, 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 ever again will I do that. We end up getting the worst type of clientele. Say, hey, dude, I got $12, man. I got the $15 in the rolling fee plus the government fee. Can I get a discount? We attracted the wrong type of market. We attracted those folks who are trying to get over on us all the time. Or they're going to tell us, hey, you know what? You're charging an ink card for X amount of dollars here, but I saw it here on the website. This ink card is going for $20. Can you match that rate? No. You saw it on the website some college 50 miles from here. Go there instead and drive 50 miles and get that college rate. Park in that parking lot, walk 3 miles, stand in line all day. Wait till they come back and fingerprint you and realize they can tell you no because they closed. So don't try to price match people out there when you're offering your services. Your business model, your expertise, your knowledge, your certification through us brings you more credibility. Don't worry about what they're doing down the street. They're probably staying busy, staying broke. They keep trying to lower their price to get more market to come to them, which might okay. They might be okay. But we have people out there who we know right now are doing fingerprinting, getting paid a couple of dollars per person because they want that volume. There's some folks out there right now charging $5 or $10 per ink card. More power to you. Okay. You're staying busy, staying broke. But they got the foot traffic coming in. You know, they might do 5 people and they might make $50, $10 a card. What would JW do? He might do 1 person and make just as much. I'll let you figure that out. So don't devalue guys' services. Bring to the table, let them know what you bring for them, your expertise, your knowledge, your quality of work. When I say by knowledge, I'm referring to what you know about the industry itself. When you guys are still trying to dig out who your market is, you're wasting time. Let the market tell you who the market is. When they start contacting you because they found you online, they liked your website, they liked the reviews, they called you on your professional number, they saw your email address, or they sent you probably email, because it wasn't one of those generic ones, they feel comfortable going to you, contacting you. So when you give your price out, they respect it. You know, you need to get accustomed to having a price what you truly deserve, not what you think they're going to pay you, but what you bring to the table. Don't let your mindset, don't let other people's mindsets influence you. Try to keep your price very, very low. Because last time I checked, especially here in LA, I checked the other day, oh, darn, there's $7 a gallon of gas. You know, back in the good old days, it was $4 before COVID, the good old days, right? Inflation is going up. Your bills are going up. Your credit card fees are going up. Your processing fees are going up. Ink pads are going up in prices. Ink cards, back in the good old days, was like $25, $30 a package of 250. Now you're talking $50, $60, $70 sometime for some decent ink cards for a package of 250. You may find some cheaper ones out there, but I promise you the quality of paper may not be the best. So make sure you bring to the table value-added services, not just your price of what you bring from the ink card, but also consider adding other services too. In most cases, when you fingerprint someone an ink card, you get a card back to them, but make sure you get your money first, okay? Then you give the cards back to them and they send them off. With some extra value-added services, they may be in a rush. They may not have time to go ahead and mail off these ink cards to request an agency. That's where you come in also. You would think, what would JW do? He'll get that money, okay? You get that money. Let them know sometime that you can also mail the cards off on their behalf. That means getting yourself like a FedEx account or something like something called stamps.com, where you're able to mail things out, just log into the account, print out the stamp, stick in the envelope, send the card out on their behalf. So you might have yourself like 2 different mailing services, FedEx and also Priority Mail. Because both of those there should give you some type of tracking number. And then you have as the price you want to charge them. Not just what the post office will charge you, but also your time and labor you put behind it to get the card sent out to requesting agency. So think of things like that. If you're a notary, let them know that also. They're your notary. You do faxes too, okay, let them know about that also. Photocopies too, let them know about that also. Let's make sure you bring some value-added services, but don't price yourself cheap. You know, faxes, sometimes certain agencies may charge them $1 for the first page or $2 for the first page. I know some places, I'm going to charge them 25 cents a page. What would JW do? What would you do? I ain't counting pennies. I ain't counting quarters. It's $1. Okay? Something like that. I ain't doing change no more. Wherever it is, just make sure you get paid for your services you bring to the table. Now, right now, if you're not a member, join the National Licensing Association. Take advantage of this information we're sharing with you, because this is just a scratching on the surface. Just go to nationallicensing.org, nationallicensing.org, and become a member. Like I told you guys early on, we have free monthly training for our members, plus the other more bells and whistles for them also. That the community, the people not part of the community may hear about it, but they won't be part of it. So just take advantage of it and keep learning on. All right. Getting paid. Why have a business if you can't get paid? So I have right here flexible payment methods. Okay, I said flexible payment methods. I don't say multiple payment methods. I said flexible payment methods. You need to have some type of way the customers could pay you based on their platform they're used to going to. I don't recommend WhatsApp or Cash App for all your customers. It works with certain customers, fine. They're going to use that one there, and you got to account with that and get your money. But some of your clientele, especially for Ink Card Fingerprinting, are usually trying to get a license in a different state. These are more professional individuals, not those still in high school. So if you have something called like a Stripe account or a Square account or even a PayPal account, for me, I probably recommend you guys start off doing like a Square account. Even something like this here, it's pretty good to have for your Ink Card Fingerprinting business. You can get one of those little small square white things and plug into your phone and tablet also. But down the line, this comes in handy for more than one reason. So I mean by flexible account, even with Square, you're able to send them an invoice via email or text message. They could click on that link and pay that way also. You know, so different things you could do. Even with the Square account, allows you to have a way to keep contact information of all your customers. So it's a good way to have your own customer relationship management, and you're not able to have a high-end one yet. Start with the one on Square. It works. You know, it really works. You need to have a way you could text them the invoice, a way they could log into your website and pay online, or a way they could go ahead and swipe your phone with it. They could touch your phone, take your payment, or perhaps the way you could send them an invoice and they could go ahead and pay it online via the invoice you sent them. All this stuff can happen with Square. So those are flexible payment methods you may have. Or perhaps you might go to one location and they wanted 2 or 3 ink cards, and you misjudge them. They got 2 or 3 people with them, also need 2 or 3 ink cards too. Break out your machine, break out your phone, the tablet, have them pay. Tap your phone, tap your tablet, swipe the card, where the case may be, and get paid. But just flexible payment methods. All right, that's what I mean by that one there. All right. If you're not available all the time for fingerprinting, you're going to lose your money. You're going to miss out. You're going to say, I could fingerprint on Monday through Monday from 1 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. on Monday. Fine, you might get one client. That's your business model? Fine. But make yourself available. At least 2 to 3 days a week, you should be available for fingerprinting. I'm not saying all day. Maybe 4 hours this day, 4 hours this day, and the next other third day might be all day or something like that. But make it pretty flexible for your customers. Like for us here, like for my schedule, when I do it myself, I have blocked days I don't fingerprint. And certain days I'll fingerprint, help everybody else out with it. But certain days I won't fingerprint. I'll let the team take care of that. But make sure you have a good schedule where you're able to still do some marketing and research, but still be able to fingerprint the public. Okay. Now, if you have yourself like an online calendar where they could schedule an appointment, I recommend that also. It's a pretty good way of doing it. And it's for Ink Card Fingerprinting. You have an online calendar. I recommend you have them pay online before they show up. Because chances are, if they pay online, they're going to show up. But if they book online and they don't pay, and all of a sudden it rains out front, they may not come in, and they don't care. They're not going to call you all the time. Say, you know what? I'm not going to go because it's cold outside. But if they pay, they're going to show up. We all know this. Something you pay for an event, oh man, I paid, I'm going to go now. So if you do have an online scheduling system, find one that works with the payment platform like with Square, and we recommend you go ahead and have them pay ahead of time before they show up. It increases your conversion rates. But make sure you make yourself accountable, available, and accessible. All right. We talked about marketing early on. We told you, hold off and try to do all that research right now. Let the customer tell you why they need an ink card. Let the customer tell you what licensing they're going for. Let the customer tell you what state is the licensing for. Gather that information first. Let the customer help you with the marketing. Don't just try and dive in trying to figure out who needs fingerprinting cards. You don't know. They may allow this for immigration purposes, but not in your area. The customers in your area will tell you why they need ink card fingerprinting. Now, how are you going to find out? Because you're going to ask the question. You're going to ask them, what's it for? What license is it for? How did you hear about this? They're going to give you a piece of paper at some time to give you instructions what you should be doing as an ink card fingerprinting technician and how you should fill out the ink card. Also, the same piece of paper can tell you what agency it's from. I strongly recommend you go ahead, make a copy of those instructions and add it to your repertoire. What I mean by that, we have pretty much all 50 states and different agencies in different states, a folder for each one and different agencies within that state who needs ink card fingerprinting. And we read that information. That's our marketing. That's our due diligence. That's how we start learning what states are requiring ink cards and how many ink cards they're asking for and what licenses it for. And we take that information over the course of a month or two, so who came in here the most, and we start focusing our marketing on that particular industry. All right. Now you're going to roll up your sleeves here now and start learning how to make more money. When you start marketing a particular audience you're going after, you're going to start first in the local zone that you're in. It could be the local zip code where you're at. It could be the city where you're at. It could be the county where you're at, or the township, where the case may be. Start there first. Learn how to dominate that particular market where you're at, and then start to expand. Okay, then LA is the big county. Start with your certain city where you're at and expand, and go from there. What I mean by expanding, start writing some articles for your websites. You start doing some promotions online on your website, on your social media sites, that you do ink card fingerprinting in Bakersfield. I do ink card fingerprinting in Fresno. I do ink card fingerprinting in the county of LA. Write some articles too for your website. Stop feeding that baby along the way. But you won't notice until you engage and understand your client's needs. Pick their brains. Have an intake form they can fill out. On the intake form, ask them how they met you. What's it for? All right. We're having a magazine coming out again soon. And I want you guys to go ahead and now, while you watch this video here, and go to livescanmagazine.com to opt in. So once magazines come back out for the public to see it, be one of the first to know about it and take advantage of the magazine. All right. So right now, I want you guys to go ahead and stop what you're doing. Pause this video right here. Go to livescanmagazine.com and opt in. All right. I'm going to wait for you to do it long enough. All right, let's continue on here. I got some goodies for you here, and there's some bonuses. Number one, market and competitive analysis. Your customers told you what was going on. They told you who's asking for it. So start digging in, do some research in that particular industry. If it's for nursing, then the ink cards might be for Georgia. I love Georgia nurses. Georgia nurses, we love you guys. Why? Because for out-of-state applicants for nursing for the state of Georgia, that licensing board strongly recommend they get fingerprinted on 3 ink cards. That means cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. How I know this? We look at these instructions. They tell them sometimes how many ink cards they recommend they should have. And we share that with the applicant comes to it. Hey, Georgia recommends 3 ink cards. See right here, it shows 3 ink cards. Yes, THREE, 3 ink cards. Yes, ma'am, we can fingerprint you 2 more cards. Credit card or cash. Take the money, you fingerprint. It's not an upsell. You're just providing professional services because you're more aware what that particular agency is asking for that particular license. Because you're doing your market and competitive analysis, you're seeing who needs ink card fingerprinting, what industry needs it, and who's coming to you the most often. And you're reading those instructions all the time too. If you're not sure what they are, go online and look them up yourself and find them. Because sometimes they may come to you and say, I need it for a certain state, but I'm not sure how many cards they need. You may know it, become an expert in that field. You may start doing ink card fingerprinting for immigration purposes, become an expert in the field of background checks. How many different methods can you use the ink card for? Pretty soon, the attorneys start calling you, asking you for help. You become an expert in the field. Next thing you know, they send the people over to you for ink card fingerprinting because you know exactly what they need. They know exactly the ink cards they need and everything like that. Because sometimes clients say, hey, my attorney said, give this business card to you. We recognize the name. We know exactly what they need. This attorney always wants 2 ink cards. This one wants 1. So we pretty much know that down the line. See, networking. When you fingerprint, come professional. Don't come up there where you got food all over in your mouth. Your breath stank. Your nails look like they got jacked up. Look like Willie the Lunch Meat painted your fingernails. You have no nice looking uniform, or you might need a haircut. You parked in front of their office and your car just as dirty as ever. This is not how you're going to get repeat business or make money. You need to come to the client, or they should come to you where you're well prepared, know what's going on. You need to be prepared. You become very professional. Have a uniform. Have a dress code. When you fingerprint, they're going to look at your hands. They're going to judge you. Or your nails are chipped. They're going to find some reason why you charge them X amount of dollars for the ink card and you look like crap. And they're going to use that against you. They may even want you to touch their hands. Now, of course, we wear gloves. And I cut my nails a lot. I just bite them off, right? Yeah. But come professional. You probably seen some other videos we had where some of our members have their own vehicle for mobile fingerprinting, doing ink card fingerprinting. And they got the vehicle wrapped. And when they step out their vehicle, they're looking nice all the time. So once word goes out that you do fingerprinting and you step out there look like you just woke up, you never know who's going to see you. All right? So always be professional. And sometimes if you go to certain events, wear your colors. Wear your logo on your shirt, on your blouse. Bring your business cards. But always dress professional, especially when you're going out to the public for one reason or another. All right? You might buy yourself a couple of polo shirts or a couple of shirts. Those are business write-offs. Okay? I know some folks got some custom-made shirts. They get the little logo on their sleeves and stuff. It's a business write-off because that's your business uniform. And only your president of your organization can dictate what you should purchase for business purposes. I'll leave that alone right there. All right. Bonus number 3. When you fingerprint in certain states, they may have some type of requirement when you have a state license or state certification to do some type of fingerprinting in their state. When it comes to ink card fingerprinting, California is one of those states where you need to have your own state license from the Department of Justice to fingerprint in that state. Unless it's some type of government entity, federal entity, different rules. Law enforcement purposes, different rules. But for your own personal needs, your own business in California, you need to have your own license approval from the Department of Justice. And they can give you a license number. It's called Certified Fingerprint Number, or FPC number, Fingerprint Certification Number. Fingerprint Certification Number, FPC. But that's only for California. Other states may have a requirement. You may have some type of license you have to go through, but that's for live scan fingerprinting when you transmit into that particular state. But for ink card fingerprinting, pretty much you can do it in any state where you're at. But just because you might live in Texas or Georgia doesn't mean that ink card fingerprinting can be sent in for your particular state. It's typically used for those folks who are near you trying to get a license or a job outside the state they currently reside in. Because they live in that state they currently reside in for a job, most chances can be a live scan. If you like what you hear, folks, you got more questions, please leave your questions in the comment section, and we promise to get to them as quickly as we can to get your questions answered. And again, join the National Live Scan Association. I'm saying a lot of times in this particular video for a reason. Join now. Changes are coming soon. You know how JW do things. Join now. Get locked in at that annual membership rate. Repeat myself. Get locked in at the current annual membership rate. Let you read between the lines. There's a lot of good things coming on down there. Folks, thank you for watching the show here. Leave your questions in the comment section. Until then, a couple of things I want you to do. Be safe, have fun, get in trouble, but don't get caught. Bye for now. Take care. Oh, I'm going to stop for a second. Question just popped up here. I'm putting it on the screen for those who are still on board. How do I get my first few clients? I have a Google My Business page, business phone number, small website, materials order, ads on Facebook, Instagram pages, etc. No client shit. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and simple how to get clients and how to learn how to do clients. I want you to go to this website right here. Folks, where's it at? Help me out with this person here. All right, here we go. I found it. Join the National Live Scan Association, and those questions that you have, we'll get them answered for you and share what you have to get paid as quickly as possible. That's the best way I could put it there. This video covers certain things about what you have right here, but it's not enough to get clients ringing off your phone the very next day. It'll help you get started with it. But the best bet is take the training course to the National Live Scan Association, learn the ins and outs, learn the trade secrets, learn the best practices out there to better scale your business, to better present your business to the audience. Folks, all right there. Bye for now. And I look forward to you guys becoming a family. Take care.